Well, alright everyone, if you clicked on this video, then you probably know that we are going to be applying for the Venture X card, and in this video, what I'm going to do is whether or not we get approved or denied, I'm still going to publish this because I believe in full transparency, and give you guys some data points as to why I got approved or why I got denied for this Venture X. Now, I have gone through the pre-approval process, which is something that I'm going to do live again here. I went through the pre-approval process probably like 2 months ago, and I did get pre-approved for that Venture X card, so hopefully things remain the same as we move forward in this video. But I'm going to talk about why we're going to be getting the Venture X card, why the timing of me getting this Venture X card is actually a little sooner than I would want to do it, or at least a little sooner than I first anticipated doing it. And then also, obviously, we're going to apply and then see exactly how we're going to take those points and actually redeem them for travel at the end of the day and what I'm going to redeem them for. So without further ado, let's get into this video and watch me apply for this Venture X card, everybody. Let's get it. So let's first talk about why we're getting the Venture X card, and you might have seen my previous video talking about my 2024 credit card strategy and the Venture X being the next card that I want to get, especially the next premium travel credit card that I want to get, because right now in our two-player system between my wife and I, we do have one premium credit card, and that is the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, which I absolutely love, but it does carry a $550 annual fee, which depending on how you use it, you can definitely offset it and get a positive effective annual fee, but sometimes, you know, it goes through the wayside and you don't get the full value out of it, but you do get that awesome $300 credit. But on the Venture X side, that's completely different in terms of the effective annual fee being a positive $5 right off the gate, because yes, you do get the 75,000 bonus miles or sign-up bonus miles in the very beginning, but excluding even that, you get a $300 travel credit that you have to use through the travel portal in Capital One, and then you also get a 10,000 mile anniversary bonus every year that you do hold on to that Venture X, which is equating to about $100, bringing that effective annual fee to $5 from that $395, which is pretty epic, and that's not even including the TSA PreCheck credit that you get every 4 years of $100, and then a bunch of other little perks like Priority Pass and Plaza Premium and things like that. The Venture X on its own right, even if you don't travel a ton, and even if you don't use things like the Plaza Premium or the Priority Pass lounges or the Capital One lounges, it's going to pay for itself if you just use that $300 credit one time through the travel portal and then hold on to it and then get that 10,000 miles. And again, that's including the 75,000 mile sign-up bonus you get just by getting this card. And then to quickly go over all the perks that you get with the Venture X card, it doesn't have as many bells and whistles, and it's not really like a metal coupon card, which pretty much the Amex Platinum is, and then also even the Chase Sapphire Reserve a little bit, because you do have a bunch of credits that you can use to actually offset that fee like I mentioned earlier. But the Capital One Venture X is honestly a very simple card to get into, because it is a great catch-all card for 2x miles on every dollar spent moving forward. You also get 5x miles per dollar spent in the travel portal when booking flights, and then you get up to 10x per dollar spent on rent-a-cars through the travel portal as well. So this is a great, again, it's a great premium travel card, at least mid-tier premium, because it doesn't get to $500 or even $700 like the Amex Platinum. Like I mentioned, you also get Plaza Premium as well as a Priority Pass. We already have Priority Pass through the Chase Sapphire Reserve, but getting the Plaza Premium is also going to be a nice little add-on to be able to kind of access those, especially internationally, because those are where the good ones are. And then also you get access to the Capital One lounges, you get Hertz President's Club, you get that $100 TSA PreCheck credit that I mentioned earlier, and then you also get a $100 yearly credit towards their premium collection of hotels, which you get access through the Capital One portal. And again, that's pretty much all you get. You get a bunch of other stuff like no foreign transaction fees and being able to have primary rental collision insurance and things like that. But for the most part, this is a nice, easy card to get into because there isn't a lot of hoops that you have to go through to really maximize the value of this card. You know, you get your sign-up bonus after you spend $4,000 over a 3-month period, and then you use it for your $300 travel credit, 2x miles per dollar spent as a catch-all card, and then your 10,000 mile anniversary bonus. And I think this is a great card for those people beginning to get into that premium travel kind of card category, and I'm just excited to apply for it and see if we end up getting it. And now when it comes to the timing of this card, like I mentioned, I did release a video very recently that this card was definitely on the roadmap, but I was planning on getting it probably in a couple of months, just because we're still trying to meet the minimum spend on the Amex Gold card to get a 90,000 point sign-up bonus, which I believe was $6,000 over a 6-month span, and we're still about $2,500 away to get that done. So I was going to wait until that was completed to then apply for the Venture X card and then work on that minimum spend to get that sign-up bonus. But the reason we're applying for this much earlier is because we have an expense that's coming up that's actually going to not only finish off the 90K sign-up bonus minimum spend on the Amex Gold, but then also get us pretty close to that $4,000 sign-up bonus, because it's just an expense that has to happen, and I'd rather put it on the credit cards to get as much value out of it as possible and then pay it off immediately. Now, we're definitely on the team of not carrying any balance, so even if you do put it on this credit card and there's enough of a limit to put the entire purchase on this credit card, make sure that you have money to pay it off in full and be able to kind of keep that utilization rate as low as possible, and then also maximize the earning potential differential on this card, because the second you let it carry over and then you carry that balance, that's when Capital One is going to start to make money, and whatever sign-up bonus, even if they gave us 500,000 points of a sign-up bonus, it's still not going to make up for the fact that you're going to be charged up to like 30% APR, even more when you don't pay that money back. So definitely pay it on time, pay it in full, but take advantage of these sign-up bonuses when possible. And then lastly, I did want to bring up that I did see a 90K mile sign-up bonus kind of floating around up until recently, but I looked and looked and looked over the last couple of days and I have not been able to find that link. So we are sticking with the 75,000 normal application, and we'll be using somebody else's referral link to help them out as well. So without further ado, let's get on the computer and see exactly if we're going to get approved for this thing. All right, everyone, so we're going to go through the pre-approval process first before actually applying for the card. So what you want to do is go into Google and look up VentureX pre-approval, and you might notice that I'm actually in an incognito window. I don't know if that hurts or helps, but I always like to do that when actually applying for some of these cards. So you can get it pre-approved for the VentureX card, which is right here. And this is the actual VentureX home screen. You get to see all the perks we already spoke about earlier in the video. We're going to click down here where it says see if I'm pre-approved, and then you're going to go through the pre-approval process. Now, this does not actually affect your credit whatsoever. It is a soft credit pull, and I've done this before, and I have gotten the pre-approval about 2 months ago, so that is something to keep in mind. And then also, I did it right after, at that same 2-month period, and when you do it right after, then they actually deny you. So definitely, if you're going to get pre-approved, make sure that you want to apply for the card right after. If not, you're probably going to have to wait a couple days or a few hours to get pre-approved again, if that makes any sense. So you're going to pick what's most important to you. For me, it's definitely travel rewards and then the new member offer. We're going to press next. You want to put in your name, put in your address in here. Then you're going to put in your email address and phone number so they can contact you. Very simple information. Then you're going to mention if you are employed or at least your employment status. Then it's going to ask for your annual income. Now, technically, if you're married or if you live under the same roof as somebody else, you can actually do the household income. So that's what I'm going to do because we are married. And then you want to do your monthly rent. And having that dual income does definitely help when it comes to getting approved for these cards. Then it's going to ask if you have any bank accounts, checking and savings. Yes, I do. You're going to put in your birth date, press next, and then it's going to ask you to agree to the following terms. Again, you will not get a hard credit pull, and this will not affect your credit. This is just a pre-approval process. So we're going to see if we're approved, and hopefully it does come back. Now, if we do get denied on the pre-approval, it doesn't mean that for certain you won't get it, but it looks like we did get pre-approved for the Capital One Venture X. So again, earn 2x miles, premium travel benefits, $395 annual fee. Now you can continue to complete the application, which is what we're going to do right now. Now, from my understanding, if you do get pre-approved, it's not 100% certain that you're going to get it. So we're still not out of the woods yet. So we're going to continue with this part, and we're going to pretty much put in the same information we put in before. So it's going to ask for your phone number, your social security number, some of that sensitive information. Then you get all this other stuff, which, again, this doesn't matter to us because we're paying it in full. But for those people that don't pay it in full, unfortunately, you will be getting hit with 30% APR, which is absolutely absurd. So definitely pay it on time because, like I mentioned earlier, even if they gave us 1,000,000 points as a sign-up bonus, it still will not offset the amount of interest that you're going to end up being charged if you don't pay your account off in full. Paperless communications, yes. So now we're going to submit the application and see if we're actually getting approved for this card fully. So fingers crossed. Always makes me nervous. Even though we got pre-approved, it could come back as a negative, and they could say, like, actually, even though you were pre-approved, we're not going to give you this card. So let's see exactly what we got going on, and boom. It looks like we got it. So that's awesome. Whew. I don't know why my heart is beating so fast, but there we go. Thank you for riding that roller coaster with me. So credit line, $10,000, which is actually a little lower than what I've actually seen online. I've seen people's data points saying that they get, 25, 28, 30 in terms of their credit line. This is now not my biggest one. Like my Chase Sapphire Reserve is about 25, and then my Apple card is 15. So this is actually one of the lower ones that I have, which is kind of interesting. So now you just go through the online setup. Interesting that it says, we already have an online account, so we'll definitely play with that because I don't have a Capital One account, so we'll look into that. But it looks like we got approved. So now let's finish up this video and get out of here. Well, all right, everybody. As you saw, we got approved for the Capital One Venture X card, which is awesome to see. So thank you for going through that with me. And that was an awesome little process. That was the first apply with me that I've ever done. And then next up, the Chase Hyatt card will probably be the next one on the lineup, but a few months down the line, depending on how quickly we can reach that sign-up bonus. But again, we do have a large expense coming up that we're going to put on both the American Express Gold as well as the Capital One Venture X, which again, should kind of knock out both the 90,000 as well as the 75,000 mile bonus that we're going to be getting, which is going to be awesome. And then I'm going to make a video on how I'm going to redeem these points, because we have about 400,000 points between our Chase, Amex, and now Venture X, if we include the 75,000, to do a nice European trip, which we've been planning for the middle of this year, which is going to be amazing. We'll walk you guys through that entire process because we're going to get a lot of awesome value. Oh, and I can't even forget the Built transaction that we had, which was sending 50,000 points from Built over to Air France during their January 1st rent day, which got us 50,000 points, equated to 115,000 Air France points, which is absolutely absurd. The 125% bonus, again, only happened on that one day. I don't know if they're going to bring it back, but something that I definitely took advantage of, even though we weren't fully planned on going to Europe yet. But that's going to do it for this video, everybody. One last thing I want to bring up is some data points. I'm sitting at around a low to mid 700 credit score, something to take into consideration. And I did use a dual household income when it comes to the Venture X. And the cards that I personally have are the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Chase Freedom Flex, the Apple card, and also the Chase Business Unlimited, the Amex, as well as the Built card. My wife has those. So those are just some data points that I wanted to share with you to let you guys know how I got approved for the Venture X, because I know that there's some other creators out there, just other people in general, that have multiple cards, even though they're in great standing, they have low credit utilization, they have a great credit score, they keep getting denied for this Venture X because they're maybe not the right person that they want. They don't want somebody that's so experienced taking advantage of the system, but that remains yet to be seen. But that's going to do it for this video. If you made it to the end, leave a little credit card in the end, because I know that this is a long video. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this, definitely subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff like this, and I'm excited to see where this channel goes. But until next time, I'm Fernando, and I'm out of here, everybody. Peace. Definitely sub to the channel.